morning, it's Crystal Powell from Remax Jazz, and today I'm thrilled to be joined with Mark Hoover from Hoover's Home Energy in Port Hope. How are you doing today, Mark?
I'm doing well, thanks.
Good, good, good. Today we're going to talk about oil furnaces. So typically oil furnaces are something you're going to see more in rural properties where perhaps they don't have natural gas services. Mark, what I'm hearing is a lot of people are converting from oil over to different sources of heat. Can you talk a little bit about your experience with that?
Sure. So we have a lot of oil customers, and if natural gas comes by their property, a lot of them are switching over, which is a lot more efficient because a furnace, an oil furnace is typically around 80% efficient to 75, and where the gas furnace is now around 96% efficient. So if they have natural gas, then they're typically are switching over. If they don't, and they're in a big rural area where you're on a back road or whatever, and there is no natural gas, and you're going to propane still is going to be cheaper to operate. You don't have to deal with the oil tank, and your insurance is usually cheaper because they usually charge you a bit extra on your insurance because you have an oil furnace there and an oil tank. So switching someone over to propane becomes, it doesn't take very long for it to pay itself back.
Okay, very good. And so when you have an oil furnace, you've got like this giant oil tank in addition to the furnace unit. And with propane, and I'm on propane at my house because we don't have gas. Like we've just got 2 propane tanks at the side of our house, and then we've got the unit in the house.
That's right.
Typically, I mean, the way we have it set up is we're just on a system, and they show up and refill our propane tanks as the records show that we need it. How does that work with an oil furnace? You have to call the company, or is it usually set up sort of the same way based on your usage?
Yeah, so with oil and with your propane system, you can be either call fill or automatic fill. A lot of times someone that's call fill is usually people that burn wood, because that fuel company can't kind of figure out what gauge what you're dealing with, because some months you might burn a lot of wood, some months you might not burn any. So those people are usually call fill. But the automatic fill is quite popular because if that's all you're heating with, then you don't have to worry about it, and you just get a bill in the mail.
Right. Now, insurance companies, and we talked about this a little bit, insurance companies are not hugely in favor of oil heating. Is that correct?
Yeah, as far as a lot of them won't either insure the house with oil, or there's very few companies that do. That's what I'm noticing with my customers. A lot of them that they're having a hard time finding different insurance companies to insure them because they're on oil. And then they kind of seems like they stick it to them a little bit for the ones that do it.
Right.
So yeah, a lot of times, and we're getting a lot of people from from the city moving down into the rural areas, and they're just not used to oil so much. So they're switching over to propane, and then they can have all those same things that they did when they had natural gas as well.
Gotcha. And so Hoover's Home Energy, you guys are well versed in switching over from oil to either gas or propane. Is that correct?
That's right. We do a lot of them, probably about three a week. Yeah.
Okay. And how long does that take? Is that a day job, a few days, or what's that typically take?
It's a one-day job, and it's a turnkey thing. So we get rid of the old oil tank, the furnace, patch all the holes, and then set them up with a fuel supplier that can deliver the propane to them, and then away we go. Yeah.
There you go. So it's just a one-stop shop. You guys take care of the whole thing.
Yeah, it's basically a day's job. Yeah,
that's awesome. That's great to know. So anybody that's on oil or is thinking about converting, Mark and his team could certainly help you out. Mark, where can people find you if they want more information on this?
They can find me at info@hoovershomeenergy.ca or 905-885-8888.
Awesome. Thanks so much. And once again, it's Crystal Powell from Remax Jazz. And if you're thinking about buying or selling, have any questions about the real estate market or all things real estate, just call Crystal. Talk to you soon. Thanks so much, Mark.
Thank you.